All right. It's time to do a live show. It's time to do a live show. I'm gonna mute that. I say error occurred. Okay. Whatever. Maybe it'll work. Ah, it is working. Good. It gave me an error and I was confused and kind of not happy. I don't like starting things over, you know? I don't know if anybody's watching right now. I don't have anybody watching me right now. But if you have any questions and you're watching this, I'm doing this from the YouTube page, so if you comment on Google+, I may or may not see it, but there's a Q&A app, and I will definitely answer those for sure. I made sure to enable it before I did this. That's always smart. If you didn't know, you have to enable it beforehand or it doesn't enable at all. And then you're sitting there going, why can't I get questions? Of course, you can always do it through the comment box, but yeah, it's good old times. I figured since I have coffee and my headache wore off, thanks to coffee. This is my third cup of coffee today. I went to this place down the street from where I work. It's actually down the road and then down another road. This place that does they have herbal, all sorts of stuff. They've got tea stuff and all natural stuff. But then they have a coffee shop / tea shop kind of thing where they actually can prepare tea and coffee for you right there. So I got a caramel macchiato, which is not as strong as Starbucks or this other place that's closer to a different part of town. But I'm glad that it's not super strong because, again, third cup of coffee today. So if you have any questions, the Q&A app is open. Also, happy day after Thanksgiving if you live in the states of United States. Yes. Or happy belated Thanksgiving if you're from America's Hat, aka Canada. I'm sure this is fun for everyone. For me to be clicking around. Oh goodness, I have 4 viewers. I had 6 viewers. Guys, I'm losing you. And let's go see if there's anything over her. On the Facebooks. Not the Facebooks, Twitters. YouTubes. Whatever this is called, guys. Hello to Amanda and to the books. I see your comments. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm scrolling through the booktube tag and there's a lot of people who are not speaking English, and it kind of makes me happy. It really makes me happy because of the fact that it's booktube is becoming this thing that, well, for a while it's been this thing that has gone into Mexico and whatnot, and it just makes me awesome and happy because they're good and thriving and all that stuff and talking to each other, and because they've been doing panels and at book festivals for a while, even longer than the American booktubers. So if you speak Spanish, check out the American or the other booktube communities, and that booktube hashtag on Twitter is good. Not so many people are. There's a good few people who are using the Tumblr hashtag, but as far as the Twitter hashtag, people are all over that. Or at least look up booktube without the hashtag, you'll find all of the people. That's the best way to find people on YouTube. I feel like you know. I am doing well. How are you guys doing? I win at this. I win at this really good. I should have like come in with a plan, but you know, whatever. It's Friday afternoon, my time. I decided to do this earlier because I was like, I could plan one for later, but what kind of fun would that be for our friends over on the other side of the world / ocean? Let's see. Cool. Ooh, I'm gonna answer this question. Worst book of the year that you've read this year? I mean, that's okay. I would say that's difficult, but like as soon as it said worst book of the year, I'm like boop 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 boop, because I have read some books that were like particularly not great, but were still somehow enjoyable. But then there were some books that were just like, I can't even make it through this book, which doesn't quite answer, well, it kind of answers that question. There's a book, it's by, who is it by? I can't remember who it is, but it's called Inland. It's published by Penguin, and I got it for review, and I made it, I tried again and again, so I made it halfway through the book, and I think I don't know if it's that I don't particularly care for narrators that are unreliable, or if it was just like, okay, I thought, you know, because every time there would be like a twist in the story or like a turn in the story where it's like, oh my gosh, this big thing is about to happen and something scary, and it's like, oh no, that was a stick in the river. Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to me? Like, seriously, like, why would you? Okay, make it something real. Like, if you're going to be like, oh, maybe it was an alligator, make it an alligator. Like, do it. If you're going to try to creep me out, don't tell me it was a stick. Like, that's the thing. But I didn't particularly hate that book, but it was definitely one of those books where, like, I tried so hard. And I know some people who quite liked it, and then I forget who it was who reviewed it, and they were just like, nah. Like, it had an interesting kind of idea, because the idea behind the book is that like this girl, her mother was a mermaid. She doesn't know it, but we know it because of things. But basically, she her dad moves their family in, or she and her dad moved inland or more inland because they lived in like California or something like that. And he thinks, oh, this is going to be great because I can. He was kind of thinking of himself and is like, okay, I can get away from the ocean. I can get away from thinking about my dead wife, yada, 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 all that great stuff. And then she has some physical reactions to that where it's just like, oh my gosh, no, I can't do this. And like, as soon as they move back to some place where they're closer to the water, so I think they moved to like Florida or something like that, she gets a lot better, and she, you know, it's almost like she blossoms into this beautiful flower, and you're like, okay. Sometimes I'm just like sitting there going, at books. That's the noise that I make. But there's some books that I'm just like, okay, I enjoy it, but I know that there's like no literary merit to it, and they're just crazy pants. Because I read most of what was it? I think the second book just came out. Melissa De La Cruz and Mike, what's her husband's name? But they recently, it's like the second book of the series came out recently, I think. But the first one was called Frozen. That book just kept getting crazier and crazier, where it was like, okay, we're gonna go on a boat, and it had a really interesting idea. Again, it's like there are these really interesting ideas, and then they just kind of go a little bit too far, and you're just like going. And this is not me trying to slam any book or any author. Like, if you write, just know that every book gets, for the most part, gets better and better, I think. Like, because you think about, like, the first book that you read from an author, and you're like, okay, I can see some promise from this person. Or, you know, some authors are just really good at writing. Like, freaking Victoria Schwab. Oh, my gosh. I know like Jesse talks about her all the time, but like seriously, she's got some good stuff. But yeah, I guess the worst books that I've read this year, Inland. First one wasn't terrible, but it was just still like, you're just going, okay, that could have been a really cool idea. That could have been a really cool idea, because it's like dystopian, and then it gets into like dystopian paranormal fantasy, zombie, on the ocean. It just gets busy beyond belief. And so it just kind of was like, oh, here's this cool idea. Let's add 10 layers to that cake. And you're just like, oh gosh, where is the cake? Where is it? Emily Beck says, awesome. What is your favorite book to read during the holidays? I was thinking about this a while ago because I totally forgot about this book and the movie. Oh my gosh. There is a book to movie adaptation that I just love so much. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. I don't know if they've shown it on TV in the past 10 years. I don't remember when the movie came out, but I believe it's called The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, or maybe it's The Worst Christmas Pageant Ever. Let me Google this a second. If my computer will do things. I think it's The Best Christmas Pageant Ever because Google is like, yes, this is the thing. Yes, is it? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Apparently there's a picture book, but let's see. Oh, apparently it's called The Worst Kids in the World in Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. It was written in 1971. Somehow we had a copy of it, and I don't know where it is. But there is also there's a play. But book was next adapted into a television movie on ABC in 1983. So that's the one that I saw, and it's about these kids who, I don't think they're homeless necessarily, but they're like, basically their mom is like working all the time, and I don't know if their dad's in the picture, but basically they go to church and they steal out of the collection plate and they do all this crazy banana stuff and come up with all these lies and like all this crazy stuff. So when I was little, like this was one of my favorite books ever because I was like, these kids are ridiculous. I would never do this, but it's so much fun because yeah, and then get involved in the Christmas pageant. So it's like the telling of, you know, Christ's birth and all that kind of stuff, and it's just hilarious shenanigans. And I need to find that book again. I don't know if I have it anywhere, but it's definitely worth checking out because it's just hilarity and whatnot. Apparently, yes, I saw that there was like a picture book, but yeah, so basically, yeah, very non-conventional fashion. Yeah, but yeah, that's a good one. Angela Ciani, I think that's how you pronounce that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I guess I will ask the obvious question. What are you currently reading? Is it over here? It's over here. Yes. I showed this in my book haul. Yes, I did. No, I didn't show it. I talked about it in my book haul. It's Brazen by Catherine Longshore, and this is the third book. It's not a series, but they're companions. So there's Guilt, Tarnish, and then this is Brazen. And you don't have to read them in a particular order, but I would read them in those like Guilt, Tarnish, Brazen. I haven't read Guilt yet, but I think you can read I read Tarnish for book club and I was fine. And this one, I feel like you should read Tarnish before you read this because there are some characters and stuff. Because I forget what Guilt is about. It's about somebody. I think it's about, I forget, Catherine somebody. But Tarnish is about Anne Boleyn, and this one has Anne Boleyn in it, but it's focused on Mary Howard. So the first one's on like Catherine Howard or something like that. But there's all sorts of people from that era of King Henry and all that stuff. So like Queen Elizabeth the First, her father, and all that. So there's a little bit of Queen Elizabeth the First in there as a baby. But this basically is about this girl who is at the beginning of the book, she's 14 and she has just married the prince, who no longer is basically allowed to be the king because his father has decided that his marriage with Fitz's mom basically wasn't ever consummated, even though there are children. Okay. But basically, it's Mary Howard kind of being like, okay, how can I be married to this guy? And she like genuinely like likes him and all that kind of stuff, and so it's adorable and cute. And so like if you like, I would say if you like contemporary, I think that you would like this. It's like historical fiction and all that stuff, but I think it's good. I like it a lot. I need to read more historical fiction because I like this and I like Elizabeth Vine's stuff like Codename Verity and Rose Under Fire. Those are good. So if you need some recs, those are my recs. I know this series, Brazen and all that, is like kind of, it's been compared to Gossip Girl, but I feel like there's a little bit more depth to it. But yeah. Okay. Oh, I pronounced it right. Haha. What TV shows do you watch? What don't I watch? I have to like narrow it down to like things that like seriously I had to pare it down because I was like, okay, I can't watch all of these things. I watch, let's see, I'm gonna try to do it in order of days, but Flash, Mindy, Next Girl or New Girl, what else? Arrow, Chicago PD, Bones. I think of what else. Those are the big ones. I think those are the big ones. I'm trying to think of what else I watch. I try to keep it pared down because I don't want to be like watching everything. But I recently started watching Last Man Standing again. That show was bonkers. What book releases are you most looking forward to in 2015? Oh, I don't know. I'm so bad. I don't know necessarily. Like, I know that there are probably some authors out there that I'm like, hey, if you have a book coming out, I would definitely buy it. But I don't know. I don't know necessarily. Yeah. What is coming out this next year, really? Like, let me know because I don't. I'm terrible at that. Like, I'm sure somewhere. Oh, I do have. Where is that? Oh no. Holly Black has a new book that's coming out in January that I'm excited about. And one of my friends said that there's a bunch of books that are coming out in April that are really good. Like she, I guess, had a whole like to be reviewed shelf on Goodreads that she was going through, and she was like, yeah. So there's a lot of April stuff that is going on. Oh yes. How excited are you for A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab? I have the preview on my iPad, but I have yet to actually read it. But I think it sounds really good. It sounds really good. I love her writing, so it's good. I know one of her lesser known books is The Near Witch, but if you like fairy tales, it's kind of like a new fairy tale, kind of. It still has that fairy tale feel to it. It's not like set in modern day. It's like, who knows when this is set, but it feels kind of like a grim fairy tale kind of feel to it. So if you have yet to read that, I own 2 copies of it. I got one at BEA because they were coming out with paperbacks, and one of them I bought. But it's good. I love it. She's one of those people who like totally earns every like mention that she gets, because I feel like there are some authors that were like, oh my gosh, hype, but like any hype that she gets is like totally worth it. I'm sure not everybody loves her writing, but like I really enjoy it, and she's a lovely person. Do you write? If so, what do you find yourself writing the most? I keep wanting to go towards like paranormal, like ghosty kind of paranormal, like Ghostbuster paranormal, because I like stuff that is funny but also has some other aspect to it. So yeah, that's what I try to write. Like I try. Weird question time. If you were a sock on whose feet would you like to be? Somebody's feet who don't smell. I don't know. Your mama's feet. I don't know. Have you seen the Mockingjay movie? Yes, I have. I thought it was good. I think a lot of people are just like, oh my gosh, I don't like that it's 2 parts. And so there's a lot of, there wasn't that much that was being set up. Like, I wish they would have let us in on, like, the fact that, I don't know, because I feel like they kind of cheated us with, I get that they wanted to put Effie in there, but I think that they should have put a little extra effort into showing her mistrust for 13, because I feel like she's like, yeah, doesn't like being there, but she knows if she left District 13 that she would get shot or killed or something. But yeah, like I wish there was more, like I wish they would have given us more reason in part 1 to not trust District 13, because I feel like they just gave us more reason to like President Coin, and I was like, okay, I know I did not like Book Coin just because she is very like robotic and very like flat, and so they gave her more character, which was nice, but at the same time I'm sitting there going, okay, we have no reason, like we don't trust her so much, but it's like we don't have a reason to not trust her at this moment of time. Like seriously, she goes, okay, we're not going to use these explosives right now, so, or not explosives, rockets, stuff. But that's not really a spoiler. That's just like a thing where she's just like, nah, let's not fight back yet. And I'm just like, what? I have no reason to not like you. So that's like my only thing with part 1 is like, okay, you gave us no reasons to miss or distrust or whatever. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see part 2 in a year from now. Oh gosh, that's the thing that I don't like about splitting things up into 2 parts, because I do wait like a year. It's sad. It's so sad. Can you recommend some holiday reads? Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by David Levithan and Rachel Kahn. That one's pretty dang good. Like I said, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, which is by, so if it's not that particular title, it's Barbara Robinson. It might have a, if you're in Australia, New Zealand, or the UK, it's called The Worst Kids in the World. But it's Christmas themed, so I guess America was like, hey, we're gonna call it The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. But that one's hilarious. I'm trying to think of some other stuff that's like necessarily like Christmas, because If I Stay does have like Christmas, New Year's mentioned in it, some scenes in there. Also Thanksgiving. So all the winter holidays, because we can't get enough of that. I feel like a lot of the contemporary books are set in the summer, and so it's like, oh hey, by the way, Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's exists. So If I Stay has that. I'm trying to think of anything that I have that's particularly Christmas, and those are the only ones that I can think of. I guess you can throw in Paper Towns with the Black Santas, but that's set in like May, June. Okay, let's see if there's any. Oh yeah, Kat Rosenfeld. That's the one that I was thinking of with Inland. Emily Beck says, there were some scenes in the movie that made me think of Coin as Hitler, like when they were saluting her and shouting. Yeah, every time they were like, hoo-ha, or whatever it was, it reminded me of the Marines, but at the same time, it was like, okay, she's up front and she's showing some, she's like, saying things, and they're like, yes, we agree with you. And so there's that. So I totally, yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, there were times, but like it shows that she's such a good leader and all that stuff, and that people actually trust her. Because in the book, I felt like she was flat to the point where you're like, okay, does anybody like her? Does she like? How did she get into power at all? And they gave her like a backstory basically, so that was nice. I thought that was pretty cool. If you could ask J.K. Rowling one question about the screenplay for the new Wizarding World movie coming out in 2016, what would you ask her? I believe this has to do with Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Yes, I believe so. And which is set in the same world as Harry Potter and all that stuff. I guess because they've already like given quite a bit. So it's set like, I forget what year, but it's set in New York. So it's set in America, which I thought that was cool because, you know, we always, when you think of like all the high fantasy-ish kind of stuff or like fantasy, it's like, oh, here's this European castle place type stuff. So it's cool that America gets something. I think that's cool. I'd probably, because I don't think they've had any sort of like casting for that whatsoever, but I would like to know like who because I know as the screenwriter, she probably doesn't have that much power as far as like who gets casted, but I would like to know who she would like to be casted in the movie, and if there are any people who show up from like Harry Potter's, so not necessarily his friends, but like people who were mentioned in the Harry Potter books, like so people who are probably like his parents' age or his grandparents' age or something like that. Because I forget when it's set, but yeah, I would like to know like what are the other characters and who she thinks should play the main character. Okay. Mass Book Lover says the second Iron Trial book is coming out. New Shadowhunter book start of the new trilogy. So that's the Dark Artifices. So Cassandra Clare has all the books, which apparently she likes to rewrite all the words. So it was kind of surprising that Iron Trial was like as short as it was, but that was good because it's a middle grade, so you kind of need it to be a little bit shorter. Rick Riordan's new series all coming out in 2015. Yes, because I like Rick Riordan. Like ever since I read like the first Percy Jackson book, I was like, oh goodness. I haven't read the Red Pyramid series. I'll get to it one day, but I am super excited for the Norse god stuff. Sorry, there's a computer down here that I'm not using, but you know. Okay. I've run out of questions. Ask me more questions, guys. Apparently I've had a lot of coffee because I read it at reply and then I lost my train of thought. My headache went away and I still have coffee left. Oh, win. Apparently there are a lot of signed copies of authors' books at certain Barnes & Nobles. And by Barnes & Nobles, I mean Barnes & Noble stores. So if you live in the United States, you have Barnes & Noble. I don't think it's all of them. I think they're in like major cities, like mostly New York. I haven't heard anything about like any other ones, but if you live in New York and I think it's the Union Square? Is it Union Square? Yeah. I think. Okay, so it's our flagship location. So is that the first ever Barnes & Noble? I like the huge Barnes & Nobles. I have a Barnes & Noble down the street. I mean, down the street. I always say that. I'm like, yeah, down the street. Yeah, totally. But it's very much a smaller one. I've been to the one in the Grove in Los Angeles, and that thing is huge. I love it. It's probably got smaller sections, but I like the bigger ones. Probably because I didn't have enough room to like go out, so that you're just like, oh hey, here's what, 2-3 floors. Mine is just one floor, but I think they have a bigger, not that big of a young adult section, but yeah. There's some other places that are doing that too. I know, I forget what it's called. There's a secondhand bookstore in Decatur, Georgia. It's not Little Shop of Stories, which I always talk about, but there's another one. It's got the name Eagle in it, and I don't remember the name of it right now. But they also have signed copies of things for Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, so check it out. I feel like that's a good reason to go support people. Yeah, cool. Okay. I'm waiting for other questions. What the? Oh. What do you use to film? I have this. You've probably never seen me show this before. I should probably take an Instagram picture or something. But this is a Nikon 1J1, and it looks like this. It's a compact SLR camera, and basically it... How is it flipped around that far? Okay. It got like freaking messed up in my thing. It got... Uh-oh. No! Uh-oh. Okay, it's fixed now. I fixed it. It's good. You probably saw me make a really ugly face. But the little dial over here that has all the... Oh, it's up here. It's got... Of course, this is too blurry to see, but it's got like the video, like the different modes. It got kind of stuck. So I think it's fixed now. But yeah, it shoots... I do 720p, which is pretty freaking good, and the audio quality is pretty good. Sometimes you can hear like little noise in there, but for the most part, it smells like smoke because of the fact that I went to a bonfire last night and wore it around my neck, and I was like, bonfire smells good when you're there, but like the next day you're like, ugh. But yeah, Nikon 1J1, and I think there are 2 lenses you can get. This one I think came with it, possibly. But yeah, I love it because I can take pictures, and it'll do 1080, but it only does it for like a certain amount of time. So, and I'm sure that would take forever to like convert and all that stuff. So I don't ever do 1080p. I just do 720 because most people are not even going to watch it in 720. Most people are going to watch it in like 480 at the most. So, but it's nice to have good quality and all that stuff. Who's inviting me to hang out? I'm already doing a live show, guys. It's not even somebody I know. Okay. But, yeah, I like this camera because it also takes really good pictures and all that stuff. So it's nice to have it as, you know, clickety click, click, taking pictures. And then it's also good for, you know, doing the videos. Because I like it. It's nice. It's nice. And it's not too big. I think that's the thing with, like, the big freaking cameras. I can't figure the big cameras out. Like, some of my friends will be like, yeah, hit the record button. I'm like, how do I stop it? That's why I forget which video we were doing after or during BEA stuff, and I accidentally hit the take picture button. So somewhere on which video was it? I don't remember, but there's a part where I'm hitting the take picture button instead of the in the recording. So yeah. Okay, the next question was favorite X-Men character. I always liked, what's her name? We're just gonna keep doing this. Okay, we're gonna go to Wikipedia and hold on just a second. X-Men. Let's do the X-Men from the 1990s. Well, that's publication history. What is reflecting social issues. What is her name? It's ooh, okay. I know I keep saying it's great. It's great. It's cool. How cute. World of the X-Men. Fictional places. Other versions. I need to see the TV show. Yes, I know. I need X-Men and other media. That's probably it. How about this one? And Fox X-Men animated series. Rogue. Is it Rogue? No. Is it Rogue? No. Is it? I know I'm arguing with myself. Yes, it is Rogue. I like Rogue because she's just cool. And in the movie, Anne Paquin plays her, and she's terrific. Also, the fact that like she just like did not understand her powers, like in those first movies where she's just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm terrible. So yeah, I know Jane Grey is great. She's just like this awesome person. But yeah, what was the last classic you read, and did you like it? I haven't finished it yet, but I have been reading Frankenstein, and it's pretty good because I didn't know it was like this, but it's written as letters to like other people. So like he's writing to, like at one point he's writing to his sister, he's writing to different people, and I think maybe even like his dad writes to him and stuff like that. But there's a part where his dad? Somebody writes to him and is like, oh yeah, so your brother, after we were taking a walk, we couldn't find him. So we just sat around and waited. And then he didn't come back, so we went looking for him. And you're like, I guess you couldn't just go find him right then and there and just not have anybody home. But it's just hilarious. It's hilarious how society is in classics sometimes, where you're just like, that was a thing. That was the thing you did. And because in Frankenstein, he's like learning, because he's 17 years old. So he's like in college learning science stuff. And he's like, yeah, my professor doesn't quite like what I'm trying to research right now. I'm trying to bring things back to life and all that. But, I'm going to do it anyways. And like the whole like bringing Frankenstein's monster to life is like, just kind of like, yeah, so I did this thing. And so now he's my servant. Or whatever. I forget what it is, but it's just like, he's just like, yeah, this is life. This is what I did. This is cool. And you're like, oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't see this one for a second. Favorite YA couples. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. So far I do like Fitz and Mary in, or what's his name? Fitzroy? Something like that. In Brazen. Yes, hello, puppy. Would you like to be here? No? Would you like to be in the live show? You say no. No, he said no, I don't like to be on the computers. I also like Amy and Elder from Across the Universe. What? What? I think he thinks I'm going to take him outside. I guess I could do that in like 5 minutes. Of course, Percy and Annabeth are super, super freaking awesome. I'm going to end this in like 4 minutes so I can take him outside. So I'm going to go like rapid fire. So if you have any other questions, I'm going to answer them as fast as possible. Character you wanted to kill yourself. I'm guessing I would be killing them. And I'm going to go for the most popular, awesome character of Triss from Divergent, because sometimes I'm just like, just stop. We get it. We get it. You're short. You don't think you're as awesome as you're doing things, but shut up and do your job. That's what I feel like sometimes. Some YA characters, I'm like, just shut up and do your thing. Just go. Just run. It's okay. If you mess up, all right. If you're awkward, okay. Just go. Just live your life. It's okay. We get it. She's not the most annoying character, but sometimes I'm just like, dude, come, just go. Just go. What is your most anticipated book of 2015 as of now? Anything that Rick Riordan writes, basically. And Holly Black. Because Holly Black is also my fave. If you have not read White Cat, that whole series, boom. Okay, Murakami books. Have you ever read a Murakami book? Yes, I have. I read, not 1984. How was I going to say that? I've never read that book. I have read Norwegian Wood. Is that the right Murakami? Yes, I think so. I'm really good at this. Really so good at the words. I guess I'll check the YouTube comments. We have 2 more minutes, guys. Why is this person saying... Okay, no. What? This person told me to go to sleep, alien. Okay. It's telling people different stuff. Have you read something from Donna Tartt? If yes, did you like it? I have not read anything from Donna Tartt. I wish I did. I should, right? Somebody says they're trying to read The Goldfish, 200 pages, and then nothing happened. Plus, I hate kids as protagonists. Yeah, it's interesting when there's a kid as a... Well, it's basically an adult looking back to their childhood, and I don't know. It's just kind of weird sometimes where you're just like, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard. What is your favorite genre of book to read around this time of year? Says Caitlin Potato. Potato? That's a cool last name. Probably historical fiction, as well as... I don't even know what else. I like historical fiction. It's kind of cool. I need to read more of it, like I said. Ballpark figure, how many different countries are represented on English language booktube? I don't know necessarily, but I would say, United States and the UK are two big ones. I try to at least mention these things in booktube news and on the Tumblr, every once in a while being like, hey, here's this person. I'm not going to always do that because I know that there are Twitter accounts and other people who are doing those things, but I want other people to be aware that, hey, these things are real. That's one of the things that I want to talk about. I'm actually going to post a video on Monday because today was not going to happen, but there's a Twitter for Colombian booktube and I think Panama, possibly. I think that's the show. But yeah, so if you look at the booktube hashtag, and you can find all sorts of different people, but I try to at least every once in a while be like, hey, here's this person, here's this other person, or at least be like, hey, somebody did a documentary style, somebody a while back did a documentary style video. I don't know if it was for a class or what, on some Mexican booktubers, and something that's kind of cool about their community is that it's not that not everybody does. Their channel isn't all books. It's hey, we're a part of the booktube community, but I also make videos about lifestyle stuff, makeup, blah, 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 blah. That's not every channel, but there are quite a few channels that are like that. The people who have hundreds of thousands of subscribers on in the Mexican booktube community, or yeah, I think she's from Mexico, the one that I'm thinking of. I can't remember her name right now, but she does lifestyle videos as well as book videos. And so I think that's kind of where the draw is. So it's not just books, it's other things, which I kind of want to do, which is kind of what I want to do, Vlogmas or something like that. So I can because I tried doing vlog every day some month ago or whatever, and that's when I was making tea and doing fun stuff. But I want to do more of that just because it's fun. It's fun to do. It's awesome. But yeah, I am out of breath now. Whew. Whew. Okay, I'll answer a couple more. Next book you plan on reading? Probably Into the Afterlight, because I keep meaning to read that, and it's just sitting there staring at me. Yes. Are you going to reread Cassandra Clare books? They're pretty much in my mind. I know that I probably have forgotten tiny things, but as far as the storylines, I basically know those. So I think I'm good. I don't think I need to reread them anytime soon. I mean, they're fun, but I don't feel the need to reread them. I think the only books that I've reread have been... What did I reread recently? Oh, the Hunger Games books. Because those are just, yeah. Okay. I am going to go now. Thank you so much for watching. You go take Fuggles outside. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, great weekend. And Let me know all the wonderful books that you're reading in the comments below. And keep reading!